Okay, fangen wir an. Ctrl+I und this session will be recorded and posted on YouTube. Ich teile meine Bildschirm zuerst. Okay, also heute machen wir eine kurze Wiederholung. Wiederholung means revision. Alright, so well, I did not plan too much about this revision thing, but what I want to do is, right now we are only two people, I think. So normally how I do a revision is one person amongst our class will be asking question to the other person. Okay, and likewise we will be doing like this. Plus I will be also there and I'll be asking questions to both. So it's like kind of a interactive round in between us. So now what I suggest you guys is, nobody can see your screen, you people can see only my screen. So I request you, please open any of the Hausaufgabe, the homeworks that you were given previously, and just ask 2 or 3 questions out of them to your partner. I ask both of you to do the same, and then I'll also be asking some questions to both of you, right? So I'll start now. Let me open it up. Okay, so right now we are only 2 people, huh? There's no other guy, right? Okay, so we are K and we are A, Karthik and Arvid. Also, die erste Frage, ich möchte stellen hier ist für Karthik, was ist die Conjugation von sollen?
Ja, sollen. Ich soll, du sollst, sie es soll, wir sollen, ihr sollt, sie sollen.
Perfekt, vielen Dank. Dann für Arvid, the question is, was ist auf Deutsch? That is, what it is known as in German. The first thing I would like to ask, I understand that you will be having trouble remembering the genders, so gender is not required right now, you can skip on that. But just tell me, what is potato known as?
Kartoffeln.
Perfect. Newspaper?
Zeitung.
Perfect. Train?
Train is Zug.
Zug, 100% perfect. Then tell me, what about bread?
Bread is Brot.
Perfect. And then the last thing is, what about, let me quickly see in the homeworks, water.
Water is Wasser.
Perfekt, vielen Dank. 100% perfekt. Okay, dann gehen wir weiter. Then Karthik, tell me one thing. Moment. Yeah. How do you say bye in German?
Tschüss.
And how do you say, let's say, excuse me?
Entschuldigung.
Perfect. And how do you greet a person, whoever meets you in the morning?
Guten Morgen.
Perfect. And then you just want to ask your friend, how is he doing, what's going on?
Wie geht's or was machst du?
Perfekt. Perfekt, vielen Dank. Also, nun kommt die nächste Frage für Arvid. Bitte sag mal müssen. Konjugation von müssen.
Okay, so for müssen it is ich müsse, du musst, wir, sie, es muss,
Arvind, actually, when we do this Musen, so the first three are ohne Umlaut. Das heißt, ich muss.
Okay.
Huh?
Ich muss.
Du musst.
Du musst.
RCS muss.
RCS muss.
Yeah, first three are ohne Umlaut. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
what?
it is wir müssen.
Musen, yeah.
Yeah. Then it is ihr müsst.
Hmm.
Then it is sie müssen.
Perfect.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely right. Okay. Then just 5 questions you people can exchange between you people. So maybe Karthik can ask 3 questions to Arvind, then Arvind will ask 3 questions to Karthik, and again 2 and 2. So Karthik, you can ask any 3 questions. Simple, please ask only simple questions.
Okay. Yeah. What is the gender for apple?
No genders, no genders. Gender is really a hard to run one.
Okay. So what is the conjugation of können?
Arvind, get that right.
Can you repeat again?
The conjugation of können.
Okay, können. It is ich kann,
Yeah.
du kannst, sie, es kann, und then it is wir können, then ihr kannst, und then sie können.
Ihr können.
Ihr könnt.
Ja, können.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
That was first question from Karthik. Zweite bitte.
Yeah. What is rice in German?
Rice is rice, which is REI.
Yeah. And the last question, what is fine thank you in German?
Fine, thank you. Gut, danke.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Arvind, you can ask some questions to Karthik.
Yeah. So my first question is, can you conjugate Essen for me? Essen?
Essen.
Essen.
Yes.
Yeah. Ich esse, du isst, sie es isst, wir essen, ihr isst, sie essen.
Okay, perfect. Then how do we say apartment in German?
Wohnung.
Wohnung, okay.
Perfect.
And how do we say staircase in German?
Treppe.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
That's all from me.
Vielen Dank. So I'm really happy with both of you guys. I mean, it's clear that you people are doing a really great job and you're learning seriously. So 100 marks to both of you. Perfect. Vielen Dank.
Danke sehr.
Danke.
Sehr schön. Shiven, don't be afraid. You are not in the queue of questions.
Sorry, I'm late.
No. But still, I'm asking questions to, kids are asking questions to each other, and I am also asking questions. That was a Wiederholung, that was a revision of our homework.
Yeah.
But that I understand it's not possible for people who are working. Okay. So, now gehen wir weiter. Und heute plane ich etwas anderes. Einen kurzen Moment bitte.
Weiter means further, or?
Ja, ganz richtig. Weiter
Weiter.
is further. Just give me a second, please. Yes. Okay, so we will proceed again a little bit with our cases chapter, right? Now, before I proceed, just wanted to remind you this table, because I want you people to learn this by heart. That is masculine, feminine, neutral and plural. And then ये format को you just try to remember it forever. Just anytime you are confused, recall this table: nominative, accusative und dative. Und dann der, die, das, die, den, die, das, die, den, dem, der,
Dem.
den, na?
Dem.
Yes. Okay. So again, why I'm repeating the same thing is because I want you people to learn it by heart. Because this is something like, throughout your journey in German, you will be recalling and requiring this table. Now, a step ahead of this, there is one more table that you should always remember. First of all, you probably remember these pronouns which were ich, du, ich bin, du bist, sie, es, ich bin, du bist, es ist, wir sind,
Ja.
yes, right? Sie sind. No?
Yeah.
Sie. Now, this is most important. Like you will be using almost in every sentence, some form of this will be used. Now, what this is actually a part of a bigger table. And what exactly it is actually nominative. Now, as I told you, there are three cases. So, there are counterparts in accusative also. And then there is a counterpart in dative also. Okay. Now, again, I'm trying to build up a new table, which I would request you to learn by heart, just like you learned that dirty das wala table. And even I would request you to take a screenshot once this table is complete. Also, ich becomes mich. Okay. And in dative, it becomes mir. Arvid, can you recall what exactly this dative means?
Yeah, dative is indirect object.
Perfect. 100%. And Karthik, you recall what is accusative?
Yeah, it's direct object.
Perfect. And Shivan, do you recall what is nominative?
Nominative is the subject.
Yes. So make sure nominative always talks about the subject, and the rest too talks about the objects. Accusative talks about the direct object, and dative is indirect object. Accusative is who is directly affected, right? And dative is to whom or for whom something is being done. Okay. Now remember, dative is mostly used for humans, right? Because to whom or for whom, maybe like if there is a football, so to football or something to football may not be done. Somebody will be doing upon it, and thereby the person who will be doing upon that football, kicking or playing, that person will be most likely in dative case. I'll give you more examples later on. Okay, so do becomes dish. Okay, and here it becomes dear. We will go step by step with everyone, so just take it for now. Here sorry, here I made a mistake. Air becomes in. And cross moment, इसको मुझे मिटाना पड़ेगा. here, just a course moment. ये कैसे हटेगा? ओके, ये हुआ here, then Z. अभी इसमें एक चीज ध्यान रखने वाली होगी कि ये RGS के तीनों फॉर्म्स अलग हो जाते हैं, सो ये कॉमन नहीं चलेगा इसमें. RGS, then where, here, or Z. Z is just the same. Okay, now again this RGS is he, she and it. Okay, so ye Z wala, she wala basically, and this Z is they. Okay, so air becomes in, IHN. Okay, and here it becomes ihim. So remember friends, this table again you have to learn it by heart, and it's better कि अगर आप लोग जितना अच्छे से इसको याद कर लो उतना आपका ग्रामर परफेक्ट होता जाएगा. S, there is a good news, Z is Z, and यहाँ पे ये हो जाता है IHR, ear. Okay, S is also S, and here it becomes im.
Im.
Yeah.
So इसकी trick, the trick is that we, if we relate to the original D das der table, so air, for example, is masculine in dative, so it's dem, so it's im here, and feminine is der in dative, so here is ear, because at the end is r.
Yeah. Ending is same, na? दोनों side.
Ending is same.
Perfect. That's right. Yes, we can correlate between that der die das wala table and this table then.
So like air in accusative, there it is den, here it is in.
N is common then.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Correct. So maybe like ये दोनों table को अगर I mean that first table if you remember very by heart, तो ये table थोड़ा सा build up करने में it will be easier then. All right. Now where becomes uns, UNS, and it remains the same here also. And ear becomes euch, and here is also euch. Now Z becomes they, it becomes Z only. I think here is ihnen. Okay. Now again, as usual, please take a screenshot. Windows key plus screen, so it will be saved as a file. Right? Okay. Now we will use this table as a reference and we will proceed with multiple examples. Now, just a moment. So, let's say I have to ask a course moment. इसमें मैं थोड़ी सी चीजें और बता सकता हूँ. This mish, for example, I have written. So like it is I. Ish becomes I is in English, and mish is me in English, and near is to me. Okay, it's just a hint wise. It's a hint for you. And likewise, dish is you, and here it is to you. Okay. So
dish will be your.
No. That is possessiveness then. Your will become possessive. I'll give you an example. Hold on. Let's say, do you hear me? Okay. So now, how do we convert it to German then? Bitte?
Yeah. Hörst du mich?
Yes. Here's
this is not your, but yourself actually.
Yes, exactly. Yourself, you can use it.
Yeah.
No? So hörst du mich? So accusative is like directly if you are asking somebody, na? So are you able to listen to me? So hörst du mich? Now we will not be using hörst du mir, na? Because mir literally becomes to me. Yeah, hörst du mir becomes to me, right? So it will not be the right thing because you are already using hörst, which is a kind of a verb which is actually an accusative verb. It is by chance only that I'm using a accusative verb. But in this case also, do you hear me? So I'm not giving anything to you. You are not receiving anything from me. You are just listening or not. That's what I'm asking. Na? For example, um, let me give some other example. Uh, there is a very common thing like ruf mich an. This is again a very common phrase. You'll listen many times. Ruf mich an. That means call me back or please call me. Please call me. Right? Over telephone, for example. So here again, ruf mich an. Basically, it's a anrufen. That is a verb. Anrufen. Right? Now again, there is a separate story why this roof and an are break because they are trennbare verb, which is a news that is a topic of our next lesson actually. So what I want to focus upon is anrufen itself is a accusative verb, and thereby whenever you will be using this ish mish mir, so you have to use mish only, right? Now if I want to say something different, just hold on. Let's say I want to say give it to me. Okay. Now here you see clearly to me. That is something, there is a kind of a packet or ball or gift or something which is being given to me. It's traveling from one place to another and it's me who is receiving it. Right? So here it becomes gibst du mir. Right? Because mir simply means to me. If I'll show you the picture again, you see mir and it is to me. And likewise, if I were to say I will give it to you, so it becomes ich werde dir geben, right? That is that verb and that word settings in this sentence it's a topic of different lesson. But what I want to tell you is when you are giving away something and somebody is receiving from you, right? So there we'll be using a dear. Okay. Now let me see some other examples. Yeah. Just a moment. Oops. Okay. Now let me say this car is mine, for example, right? Now, how do we call it in German then?
Das ist mein Auto.
Yes, you are right. Das ist mein Auto. Perfect.
No, sorry. It will be mein Auto because Auto is das Auto.
Yeah. Let us keep this ending for some other class because it's again very complex then. But what I want to focus upon is there is another way in which you can say this sentence. This car is mine. That means this car, it's a car here and it's me, right? So this car belongs to me. So now to belong to. Anybody can recall there is a specific verb for this?
Gehören.
Yes, gehören. Gehören means kind of a possessiveness, right? So now again you have to do a little bit of conjugation. Ich gehöre, du gehörst, er sie es gehört, er sie es gehört. Ja, richtig. G-E-H-O-R-T. Er sie es. So now, for this sentence, this car is mine, this can be transliterated in German as das Auto gehört mir. Right? So you understand, gehört is kind of a possessive, it shows kind of a possessiveness that yeah, I am the owner of this car. So you can always say das ist mein Auto. That is perfectly right, no doubt at all. You will be getting full marks and it's 100% right. However, in spoken language, once you are speaking in a society or in a friend circle and you're having German people around, you would rarely find this sentence, das ist mein Auto. Instead, most of the time they will be saying, das Auto gehört mir. Likewise, I'll give you one more example, which is a contrasting difference between a spoken German and a written German. Let's say, I am not sure, right? So now sure is sicher. So if I were to do a grammatical transliteration between English and German, so most likely I'll be saying ich bin nicht sicher. Right? Everybody agree with this sentence?
Can it also be ich bin sicher nicht? Or no?
Ich bin nicht sicher. That would be grammatically wrong.
Okay, sicher will come at the end.
Yes, that once we will learn the word placement in our sentence, then it will be more clear. But what I mean to say, this is perfectly fine, isn't it? I would request you to please say yes, because this is the right sentence.
Yeah.
Right?
I just wanted to ask that
Great.
can we interchange.
Yeah, but again, the same difference comes up here again. Ich bin nicht sicher is absolutely right, there is no doubt. But if you speak in a society, in a German circle, they will be saying, mir ist nicht sicher. Right? So now again, there are many aspects in German and English which are literally contrasting, you can say, or there may not be any similarity between English and German. So I am not sure will be most likely spoken as mir ist nicht sicher. Now if you go into depth and try to find a logic or try to find a grammatical relation between these two words and in English, you will probably land up nowhere. There won't be any logic or nothing is there.
I think this is more of like active voice and passive voice
You can say like this.
thing in English.
Yes.
So ich bin
yes.
nicht sicher is like active voice, and then mir ist nicht sicher feels
You
like
can say. I mean, 80% you can say there could be some difference between active and passive voice. But here the difference is coming basically because I'm using a dative verb now. Dative, this preposition. So, dative pronoun. So what I mean to say is there is a lot of difference between English and German, and you have to learn these phrases by heart. Because what will happen if you go by grammar, whenever you will be in a meeting or whenever you will be speaking in a group of people, and then you will say ich bin nicht sicher, that would be perfectly right. Everybody will understand that you are not sure, but you'll still be losing some points there. I mean, you will not be, or others will be understanding this. Yeah, you are still learning German. So it's always better to use the correct thing especially in spoken language, and this, by the way, is absolutely richtig, absolutely right, even in written German. So instead of saying I am not sure, always say mir ist nicht sicher, right? Or you can say other things as well, like mir ist klar. For example, I have understood. I have understood. Or I have agreed, or you can say I have understood the complete story, for example. So mir ist klar, simple, right? That means you have understood it, everything. So that was an example only. As usual, after 30 minutes comes this. Fragen dazu.
Nine.
9.
Alles klar.
Perfect. Vielen Dank. Okay. Then what I wanted to take up for the day was, yes, now that we are traveled quite a lot, like we started from here, I'm talking about cases, and we suppose if this is our destination where we'll be saying that we have learnt everything, so we are almost like here now. So the next milestone that I want to achieve today is prepositions. And preposition, especially in Bezug auf means in relation to. I'll just write down in Bezug auf is equal to in relation to cases. So today I want to take up prepositions in relation to cases. Okay. Now, as I said, accusative is direct object. I'll rather write it clearly, accusative. So as I said, there will be always kind of a conflict, because sometimes it will happen that Karthik will say that a verb is in accusative and I'll say it's in dative, and Arvit will say also in dative. So in such situations, it's always tricky to find out the right answer. But there are certain Hinweis. Hinweis, by the way, means Hinweis is equal to hints. And the biggest hint that we are going to learn today is accusative prepositions. Now, what prepositions are? Prepositions are like, let me give you an example.
The words which express the relationship with other words,
Yes.
or let's say they come before the nouns
Yes.
to show the relationship.
Yes, basically it's relationship only. So let's say I waited till 10 p.m. right? So here this till, it's showing kind of a relationship that I was waiting and I was related. This is related till 10 p.m. So this till becomes a preposition. Or maybe let's say I ate
Excuse me,
yeah.
but I think till is the adverb of time. Like preposition is till is not a preposition.
No, I'm just giving an example in English. How do you relate two things, na?
Okay.
It's definitely I'm poor in English, as I said, na? So it's till I don't know what is it in English, but I want to show you the relation. How is it used, right? I'm giving you another example. I ate salad without tomato, right? So again, here we have one sentence, I ate salad, and there is another noun called tomato, and in between them is a relation, and that relation is without, right? So such words which shows a relationship between two things, two nouns or something, they are known as preposition. By the way, without in German is ohne, and till in German is
Is.
yes, bis, right? So the grand examples that I gave just now, bis and ohne, they both are accusative prepositions. So just in case if you see any sentence wherein there is a bis, for example, then you can straight away say that that noun is in accusative case. Now, there is a list of such prepositions that I want you to remember by heart. Accusative preps. The list is durch. Durch is basically through. Für. This is basically for, you can say. Then gegen. This is opposite. Ohne is without. First moment. Okay. I don't know, what does it mean?
Is like at.
At. Yeah.
When we say the time.
Yes, you are right. To tell the time. 16 Uhr, for example. Bis is till. And then entlang. You can say along. Right? So once again, friends, please take a screenshot of this page. These are accusative prepositions. Okay? So in case if you find any sentence wherein any of these is used, durch, für, gegen, ohne, ohne, bis entlang, yeah. Durch, für, gegen, ohne, bis entlang. So just recall that this is a accusative preposition and the noun before which it is being used will be in accusative case. Okay. Now, for simple German, I think you can remember it by heart, and in most of the cases you will be right deciding the case of that noun. So it won't be too unless and until you are given a very really complex or tricky sentence. Also, weiter mit Dativ nun. D-A-T-I-V-E prepositions. Once again, dative is indirect object. Here again there is a list and aus by. Now aus is something like these are all context based words. So when I will give you examples, then it will be more clear to you. For now, please remember these only. Aus by mit nach. Then seit von zu ab außer. I think इसमें you can write as mit. It is clear na, M-I-T is with, right? Nach is
To.
To. Yeah, nach Pune. Ich fahre nach Pune, for example. So I am traveling to Pune. Seit is since. Von, again there will be multiple, maybe from also. And zu, there are minimum of half dozen meanings.
To and at.
Yeah, to, at, and there could be many context based.
Yeah.
No? Ab is
From.
from starting from, I think. No?
Yeah. Starting from.
Like if you go to any store, any Kleidung store like Primark or something there, so you'll find ab 3 Euro. So that means whatever is there on the regal on the shelf is costing starting from 3 euros. Außer is outside, I think. Right? So these are all dative prepositions. Once again, the writing is very poor, I know, but please take a screenshot here as well. Okay. So once again, just remember whenever you find any of these dative prepositions, you can be sure that this is in dative case. Gehen wir weiter mit Wechsel. Nun kommt die kind of the dawn of prepositions. Wechsel. So Wechsel prepositions, my friend, is they keep on changing. I mean, they could be either in accusative case or they could be in dative case. So now again, there are certain rules, but once again, friends, I would like to recall or reiterate is prepositions. Finding a case of a noun through preposition is a zweiter Schritt. That is a second step. First, you should be able to use your own logic. That is like whether it is a direct object or whether it is an indirect object or those blah 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 which we have been revising since last 1 week. So use that logic first to decide the noun, whether the case is dative or nominative, and then you can take help of these prepositions hints. So these are not the the basis of deciding the case. So they only give a hint. So Wechsel prepositions could be either in dative or in nominative, accusative. And for this, I will take another class. I mean, there is another set of rules that you must follow. But for now, just remember, ich habe in, an, auf, then neben, N-E-B. Neben is near. Hinter is behind. Über is above. Then comes unter is under. Then comes vor. For is normally in front of, you can say. Like we quite often we use to hear Vorname. Okay. And then zwischen also. Zwischen bedeutet between. Okay. So once again, I request you all to please take a screenshot. All right. Now just give me a quick moment. Yeah. So as I said, friends, these three type of prepositions. One is the accusative preposition, the zweite is the dative preposition, and the dritte is these Wechsel prepositions. These prepositions I will always recommend, please try to learn them by heart again, because if you are lucky enough and you find a preposition which clearly falls in accusative list, then you can blindly go and strike away, say that this is an accusative noun, accusative case. So it's kind of a very life-saving prepositions which can help you a lot. So now in next 15 minutes I would just give an example of how these prepositions are used. So the first preposition was bis, which literally means until. Somebody please give an English sentence with until.
Until tomorrow.
Perfect. Until tomorrow. So this becomes
Or bis morgen.
Yes, bis morgen. So you probably have heard quite a lot many times. Bis morgen is a very, very common phrase that we can say even in place of choose. So instead of saying bye, we in offices, for example, or in schools, we can straight away say bis morgen. Now somebody else give another example of bis. Any example? Similar also will do.
Bis später.
Bis später. Yeah, perfect. Bis später. Spater. So this is simply like until next time, for example. No?
Until later.
Until later, yeah, until next time. That is similar things. No? And maybe like you can always say bis dann next mal. NACHST next mal. Right? So like till the next time we meet, for example. And then you can always use it as bis zum 31st December. Let's say अगर कोई सेल चल रही है तो they might write it as bis zum 31. December gibt's 75% Rabatt. So these are some usage of bis. Quickly going ahead, durch is through. So let's say if I am in my car and I am traveling towards, let's say, Hamburg, and बीच में आया Rostock. So I will say wir fahren durch Rostock. Wir fahren durch Rostock. Okay, so fahren durch means through. So through this place we are going ahead, and thereby it's durch, right? Somebody can give a try and give me an example of durch.
Go through the door.
Go through the door. So it could be something like gehen Sie durch den Tür. Gehen Sie durch den Tür. Now again, once I would like to tell you, this could be der Tür, die Tür, den Tür, dem Tür, that I don't remember clearly. But normally what happens with usage, I mean, I somewhere heard den Tür, so I just used it. And with time also, you'll also get into a habit of, not recalling the gender of every noun. You'll be, listening to that gender at so many times, the complete word, that you will be, starting using directly. I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong, but it comes into habit later on. Okay, quickly going, für is for. So, for example, let's say their laptop ist für. Can somebody decide whether it will be dish or dear?
Dish.
Yeah, perfect. 100% perfect. And their laptop gehört, then
Mir or dear.
Mir or dear. Yeah, absolutely right. So again, why? Because this für, that für was qualifying in accusative. That is an accusative preposition, and then from that NAD table, ich, mich, mir, du, dich, dir. So that here will be coming dish or mish. So that accusative form will be used, right? So that table that I made some time back, please recall it and remember it forever now. So that was für. Gegen is equal to against, right? Let's say I swim against the wave, right? So it becomes something like ich schwimme gegen den Welle. Welle is the word for the day, Welle. is wave. Okay. For example, there is a news channel called Deutsche Welle. So it literally means German wave. Okay, then gehen wir with ohne. Ohne is simple. It's absolutely simple. Like I told you, I ate the salad ohne tomato. So it's ohne is without.
Can I give an example?
Bitte.
Ich möchte eine Tee ohne Zucker.
Perfekt. Ich möchte Tee ohne Zucker.
But then we have to have a verb at the end, like haben or nehmen.
Yes. Ich
Yes,
möchte
whatever.
Ich möchte trinken, ich möchte haben, perfect. But again, in spoken language, you will see many times you will see these verbs are omitted out. So it's very common thing. I mean, as I told you, ich kann gut Deutsch, du kannst gut Deutsch. So expression is omitted out. But here it's a spoken language, kind of a slang language when you use it in day-to-day lives. So it's not that necessarily. Even you will be surprised to know we use hab, but many people will be even writing only hab, H-A-B. That's all. They will be omitting E also. Even like gerade there is a word. Gerade means you can say just now. And people will be using grad, G-R-A-D, that's all. So,
Excuse me.
yeah.
If gerade is just now, then what is jetzt?
Yeah, jetzt is out just now. Jetzt is now, sorry, J-E-Z-T.
I think it's the difference between now and right now. So
Yeah.
red is right now, and yes is now.
Yes, that could be also. And there is one more word called nun. Nun is also now. Right? So it's like the same thing has multiple meanings. I mean, even like you will say chocolate. So the German is Schokolade. Schokolade. But then there is another word called pralinian. Pralinia. That is again chocolate. So it's like even in Hindi, if you'll recall, in English also you'll recall, one word can, there could be multiple words for the same thing. So maybe if we go too much deep into German, and then we can find some differences between these two. But in our level, they are almost like the same. Okay. Now, going ahead, I have only 6 minutes left. Dative prepositions. So let's say ab. So it was clear now that ab it means from, like ab 5 euro, ab 6 euro. That means from this much amount. Then aus. What about aus? That again is from. Ich komme aus Indien. Ich komme aus Indien. So here again, as you see, it's from is there from ab also, and for aus also it is from.
Excuse me.
Ja, bitte. Bitte sagen Sie Entschuldigung. Ne?
Ja, Entschuldigung. Ich
Gerne.
habe eine Frage.
Ja.
Like, aus is from and aus is even off, right?
As I said, these are all context based. So you can find multiple meanings of the same word. This depends on the context.
Like Fenster, aus.
That way, yeah. Aus and auf. And zoo. So yeah, you are absolutely right. The same thing, these are all prepositions. So you can use it in multiple ways. So there is no such one way wherein you can use it.
There are some words, even verbs with prepositions like ausmachen,
Yes.
aufmachen,
Yes.
zumachen.
Yeah, that's ausmachen, aufmachen, zumachen, schlussmachen. So there are so many verbs combinations. That list is endless, eigentlich. Perfect. So we are now, it's like it's a huge playground. and it's kind of football field, and we are now covering even every day we are covering some small area. So more and more things we'll discover later on. Even I am not up to that much, I'm up to here only. So it's like every day we'll learn something new. Okay, außer. Außer is basically except. You can say except for, or also outside, right? So let's say I can't
Like we
recall.
can say, I have done all the chores except washing the dishes.
Perfect, perfect, 100%. Thank you. I was unable to recall any example. So it's like you have done a list of things except a few tasks. So you can say außen in that case. All right, by. Now again, by is, there are multiple meanings. So it can be at only. Like ये क्या हुआ, पेन क्यों नहीं चल रहा? I don't know, ये after 1 hour ना ये बंद पड़ जाता है. I think just a moment.
स्याही खत्म हो जाती है.
Yes. Okay, by जैसे होता है ना, it's like at. So I was by asked, for example. Ich war, ich bin bei asked. Asked bedeutet Doktor.
Is arbeited by, let's say, ABC company.
Yes, perfect. Ich arbeite bei ABC Firma. Perfect. All right. So likewise, there's a huge list. I mean, I will not be able to do everything. In fact, I can ask you people, I will request you people to find out the meaning of other prepositions as well. कहाँ गया वो? Moment. Yes. Huh? So I would rather request you कि भाई थोड़ा सा you do this homework. Maybe in internet you can find out, maybe on YouTube, what these prepositions actually means. And I would even request you कि just have a look at their usage as well, because every preposition may be having some different use, and there is no such one word meaning of any preposition. Hmm? Okay, then fortunately I was able to prepare the next house of Gaber. I think it is there already. Just a moment. Yes. Now this is the next house of Gaber. It's very simple. Unfortunately, it is not 25-point house of Gaber. Here, these are the most common useful words that you will be, you should learn every word by heart and should be able to understand the meaning the moment you see these words. Like zeher, for example. Zeher is very. Odor, or here is here. Or if you go here, gern is gladly. Sofort, immediately. Huh? So this will be homework. I'll be sharing it in PDF as usual in our WhatsApp group, and I would request you to please learn them by heart without fail. And as usual, Fragen bis jetzt oder dazu.
9.
9.
Alles gut.
Perfekt. Vielen Dank. Dann bis morgen, bis nächstes Mal.
Vielen Dank, bis morgen.
Bis morgen.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.
Hmm.